Good morning. Welcome. It's Monday morning. It's a brand new week. We're excited to have you here on the morning show.
I don't see comments.
They're over here. Just kidding.
So
Let's see here. Yeah, we've as you can. Oh, good Lord. Oh, those are those new or old? Those are old. Let's refresh.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Sorry. So we have been working on a new setup, and we're just trying all kinds of things. In fact, Martinez, I think, is with us. Martinez, can you say something for the audience? Just tell them good morning.
Good morning, Monday. How are you, good people?
Fantastic. Fantastic. I don't know that that's actually working, so we'll just go to plan B. All right. Everyone here, Martinez, okay? I don't know why I'm asking like I'm going to get an audible response. Sorry. This is the results of progress, right? Anytime you start doing some new stuff, you just got to tinker a little bit with it. But I do look here at our comments, and I do see we've got Kayla McCool in the house. Good morning, Kayla. We have Kiana Trimble. What's up? Good morning. Missed you guys yesterday. And
Yes.
we checked in with you guys, and definitely glad everyone's doing well. Okay, yeah. So Kayla, what we did is we unplugged. We're just gonna have to redo that one. I think the device isn't gonna. But we do have Martinez in the house. Maybe one more time, greet the show, Martinez.
Hey, good people. Happy Monday. Let's rock it out. Week started.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I do trust that everyone had a great weekend. We had a fabulous weekend. As many of you know, Brittany and I are church leaders, and we had a big Pentecost Sunday. If you don't know what that's all about, that's okay. You can comment. We can talk about it later. Martinez, he's also part of the POM tribe. Martinez, was Sunday awesome or what?
It hit on all cylinders, man. A lot going on, but it was. I say but there's no but about it, except for it was fantastic. It was really great and a high time. No better place to be on a Sunday.
Absolutely.
Or any day for that matter.
Right. And it's funny, me and so we're really excited. Martinez, you can vouch for this, but we are like having no sound. Okay, so that's just not working then. Okay. It's the price of progress. Thank you, Becky, for letting us know. We just unhooked that. We got a device that should work, but it's not working right now, so we'll figure that out in the near future.
How many times has that been live?
Right. Anyways, at Point of Mercy, we've had a lot of visitors, a lot of guests, a lot of people that are starting to say, hey, we want to join in with you. Mm-hmm. And something me and Brittany were talking about, this isn't the topic, but it's a good sidebar. Just to kind of start out on a Monday morning. But everyone that we're encountering that
keep on chatting.
Loves, that's I don't want to say, I want to use this the right way. They're impressed with the congregation, so to speak. They always say that, dude.
Can I put this?
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry,
you
guys.
all genuinely.
I want to see your comments.
Yeah, we're like I said, we're experimenting with a new setup, so just bear with us this week as we are moving things forward. But anyways, people kept saying, dude, you guys like actually love each other. Like that came out of that has come out of this is church.
Oh.
We're talking about church.
I thought you were talking about marriage. I was like, is that like are people not used to that?
I mean,
like, wow.
Things happen,
Who
right?
knew?
Right. But like, yeah, like people are talking like, dude, like when we get in your auditorium and before service, after service, you guys like know each other, you know each other's lives, and y'all genuinely love each other. Now, that's a great testimony, but it's also a biblical reality. Like that's like
I was gonna say it's genuine for me.
that's John talking about. They'll know that you are my disciples because you love one another.
Yeah.
And so just like hearing that, man, that was, for me, that was encouraging. But like on the other side of things, it's just like, dude, we should talk more about I'm not saying we'll do that, but maybe we could talk about this. God's marketing plan.
Oh, yeah.
Love one another. It's amazing what kind of attention you get, especially in a crazy world like this.
Yeah. I love all the conversations we have about, business, entrepreneurship, that kind of stuff. I love it. Like, I can't talk about it enough, but I will say I come from, like, my roots come from church work. Like, that's my roots, church ministry and working that out. So, yeah. Anytime we talk about church, it's always like, yes, I love it. I love that conversation.
Let's see here. We got a few comments here on TikTok. It's amazing to see. Funny. Okay. Okay. We don't have any comments on TikTok. Becky, you just need to come on over to Facebook. I don't know how much longer we're going to do TikTok because it's just a bunch of trolls. Anyways, let's see here. We got some comments here. Kayla said, fire. All right. Mark, good morning to you, sir. I am kind of here on hold with my dad's retirement, trying to get it situated for mom. Kayla says, love our Nashville friends. And
the background music's loud. Could you speak up? I am on hold.
State Parks Department.
If you know Parks and Rec, you know where we're coming from.
Yeah.
I won't finish, but it's weird.
Yeah, Mark, no kid, like on a serious note, that's always like no fun handling all of that business stuff.
Yeah.
And man, I hate that. Let's see here. Kayla says, teething on the pews, naps under the pews during prayer meeting. Okay, so Kayla is bringing it back, y'all. She has like been a part of church.
Yes.
From a little one. I love it. Well, anyways, this is a Fun time. Becky Jones is with us. Good to see you. I think you need a Becky. Yeah, both Beckys. Yeah, for sure. We need a moderator, and that's awesome.
TikTok is that's where the Beckys they hang out.
That's right.
Because what are the odds? I mean, not that Becky is not a known name. It is kind of more of a known name, but yet at the same time, what are the odds that we have two of them?
Right. Becky switched her face.
It's Becky from TikTok. I love it.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. We're leaving TikTok. We're banning it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Well, anyways, if you're new to the show, this is just a community of people getting together every morning to start the day off right.
It is.
We believe in positivity, growth, getting better, like legit. I show up every day and I want to get better. I feel like there's more that I have to learn. I have more to become. Like my potential has not been fulfilled yet, and every day is an exciting opportunity to chase that. And really, this has been, I guess now, how long have you been on the show now, Brittany? A month?
Goodness, I don't know.
It's like I would have to scroll through, like the fact that Brittany, because I'll be honest with you, you all have kind of started to see it. Like some of y'all already knew it, but like now you really get to see it. Like we have these life conversations all day.
Yeah, this show is simply a matter of turning on a camera and just talking about like what we always talk about. Like it's great.
But I love you talking because you have such a great, like we've talked about, we're very similar, but we're also very opposite too. And it's kind of funny how we kind of like, mix and mingle with that, so to spill. Sorry, I had a notification.
Let me tell you how long I've been on this show. I have been on this show an entire tube of foundation's worth. Because I never do my makeup every day, but since we've been on the show, I was like, I'm going to grace these people with,
looks like
makeup.
Looks like we're going to have to start opening up some sponsorships because I'm going to have to pay for.
I looked over you this morning. I went, this show's getting expensive. I never run out of makeup this quick.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I don't know numbers, but I know foundation.
Absolutely. And I also want to shout out to my man Martinez. We're working on getting him actually pulled into the stream, so that way not only do you see us, you're seeing him, and who knows, right? Who knows who else we could get involved with this. But I appreciate Martinez because dude is like the momentum king. Like he's all about getting up, getting after it, no excuses, but he does it in a positive way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not the drill sergeant, but he's like, I don't even know how to describe. It's like the positivity king.
Yeah.
Like for real. It's awesome.
Easy now. I don't know about the positivity king. I mean, maybe the positivity queen or something. I don't know, but no, not that either. But what I try to do is just like
we didn't know where you were going with that.
Hey, I seldom know where I'm going. All I know to do is just go.
Just go, baby. Go. That's what I'm talking about. Martinez is like, you see that wall over there? No, it's coming down. Pow.
Yeah.
Launch into the deep, so to speak. But you know what? I wanted to kind of piggyback what you were talking about as far as church love and the service this past Sunday, and it's interesting in an environment of love. There's liberty, obviously, and I just remember talking to a young man. It was his first visit, single guy, is early 30s, late 20s. He said to me, he's like, this is my first service here, and he's like, I felt like I was sitting in my chair. I felt like I was being elevated off out of my chair. He's like, I about cried 4 different times because of the service. He said, this is exactly where I need to be. I love this place.
That's awesome.
And that it was his first service. He was invited by another member, and single guy, hadn't been to church before, at least not at Point of Mercy. And he said, he's like, it's like when it was over, he said, I'm just upset that it's over because I just wanted to feel more of it. Feel more of it. And I'm like, man, you're just blessing me. You're just blessing me. And we sat there and just fellowship for a while and everything. But, you know, you were talking about, Jason, that environment of love and that environment of togetherness that people get there. And I think that's when you're around genuine love and genuine move of God, people just feel something that they've never felt before. And it's all good.
That's incredible. You know, I will say, you know, wherever you are, your local church is so important because nobody's perfect there. That's what makes it, you know, a body of people. None of us are perfect. But when you get plugged into
Nobody's perfect.
yeah, when you get plugged into your local church and you find your community and you grow in life together and you serve together and you know, grow in the Word together, there is something so life-changing about that. You know, I just feel like it's incredible to take what you learn and go out and, you know, be the church outside of its walls. Absolutely. But man, there is just something so special about corporate worship and corporate, you know, Bible study, a sermon corporately, you know, when we're together in the house together, not just online, but you're in that house together. I mean, it's just something so special about it. I love it. So, yeah.
Well, you know, for me, like even talking about that, your dad preached yesterday, just killed it. Absolutely killed it. But the thing that he talked about, obviously for us, you know, we had Pentecost Sunday, and the whole idea, you know, we go back to the beginning of the church. It's the birth of the church, day of Pentecost. Yeah. And what happens for, like, one of the things that he said that, you know, we were talking about not forsaking the assembly, right? Getting together, right? Mm-hmm. The thing about the Pentecostal experience, because that's what he, you know, I love the thing that he says about that. We're not denominally Pentecostal.
Yes, exactly.
You
were looking at me
yeah.
Like, did you catch
Help! No.
I cannot smile at some things, but if you're looking at me,
yeah,
I can't.
I'm reeling you in.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was denominal.
Phenomenal.
But yeah, you're right.
It's an experience. It's an experience, but it starts in a gathering, but it continues through the houses.
Yeah.
And like, so for me, like Sunday was a
Poor Martinez has a horrible.
Sorry, Martinez.
Has a horrible nasal.
So it's.
I love watching your nasal cavity.
Yeah, for sure. Expand. But like today is the house. We are starting in our homes.
Yeah.
Like you just said, experience it together, but live it out.
Yeah.
House to house, like in your home and throughout other people's home. Like, I don't know, like that's just something that really stuck with me yesterday. It's like, okay, now we get the opportunity to take it and do something with it.
I think that's what I appreciate about Mondays is that it's, you know, it sounds negative, but Sunday has just happened. So it's over. Like you've taken from it and then you go, like you go, not like oh God, thank God Sunday's over, but like you've gained what you needed on Sunday.
Got my portion.
Yeah. It's starting with a full tank. You know what I'm saying? Like I filled my tank, and let me tell you something, going to church and filling your tank is a lot cheaper than your actual gas tank. But I filled my tank and I'm ready to face the week. And there is this, you know, there's just this incredible energy that you feel.
Yeah.
I love it.
I agree. So we got here, Kiana said, it's all good, sis. Kayla said, we love visiting POM. My kiddos, even Evie, are comfortable with everyone there, not just biological family. That's awesome. We got somebody on Twitch that says, can you put up donations? After that foundation comment, absolutely we will. Gotta pay, baby. Gotta pay.
You mean like us with donations?
That's what they're asking. Somebody on Twitch, which, by the way, thanks for joining.
Yes.
But yeah, Danielle, hi. How are you?
Listen, Danielle's a part of those conversations too that we have.
She is.
The deep
it's like, it's life talks.
It is.
It's life talks. And I love just like having life talks. Anyways,
Let's have a life talk today.
let's have a life talk.
What are we going to talk about today,
today.
Jason?
So this week we were talking about this concept, and I feel like we all do this from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of the expression "get out of your own way"?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Martinez is. Matter of fact, I have heard Martinez say something about getting out of your own way. Okay. And the truth of the matter is, when you really think about it, okay, when you are in your own way, what's really happening is, like, so for instance, Sunday, I get an experience. I received instruction. I now have something to take with me. And as soon as Monday shows up, all of a sudden, the plans and the path that I felt certain about seem uncertain, because now all of these things start popping up. Mm-hmm. Well, I can't do it because of this, or I can't do it. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm not qualified to do this. Or I would do this, but the truth is right now I can't do it because of this. Like excuses, circumstances, all of these things, mindsets.
Yeah.
They show up and they're actually tripping you up and stopping you from where you want to go. So maybe it makes sense to, like, maybe let's acknowledge that and talk about, like, what does that mean to you to start the conversation this week? What does it mean to you to be in your own way? Maybe you even have an example of things in the past that you've gotten in your own way. And even right now, maybe you're like, dude, I'm trying to get through this. Like, the truth is, if I could just get over this.
Yeah. What are some things?
I know that I would be.
Kayla's already got that imposter syndrome.
Like imposter syndrome. I think everyone has to deal with this little
I don't
punk.
even know that they know that it's that, right? Like sometimes it's, but yeah, that's exactly it. Well, we got some more ideas of what you're dealing with that's coming through. I think we have a few more.
TJ said I would look at patreon.com. I don't know what that. Oh, okay.
What's your favorite chapter in the Bible?
Book.
Let me tell you this. I have a verse that I love for a reason. It's Psalms 1:19 and 11. His word have I hid in my heart that I might not sin against God. And the reason why I love that so much is because it compels you to read the word. I don't have a favorite chapter, and technically I don't have a favorite verse. I love stories in the word, and I take it in its entirety. So depending on the season of life that I'm in, I might have a story or a chapter that I gravitate to. But honestly, it's just all so, it really depends on where I'm at in life. It changes.
You know what's funny about that? Sorry to stop on that. I didn't want to. So Brittany loves stories. Mm-hmm. That's how you preach too.
Makes sense.
like you have this unique way of walking people through a story and making the pit stops to see what is not in the story. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's in the story, but if you're not looking for it, you'd miss it.
Yeah, I do love that. That's how I read the Bible.
Yeah.
I just basically out loud talk about how I read the Word of God, because I take a story, however long it is, and I write it out, and then I take it in sections, and I call it relatable breakdowns. Mm-hmm. And I take each section of that story, whether it be each chapter or each verse, depending on how short it is, and I just kind of take that. I read that, and I'm like, man, what could I pull from that moment? What's similar for me in my life to this situation? Yeah. And I have yet to find a situation in the Bible that I can't relate to in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And I think that that's how God intended.
Yeah.
And I've said this multiple times, but you can go back 5 years later and read the same story and gain something totally different from it, because you're where you're at in life. I think that's why for me it's hard to say I have a favorite. I don't really have a favorite because it's different every time. Every time you go to it, there's always something a little extra. But I love the ladies in the Bible.
The Bible ladies.
I'm a sucker for I love Hannah in the Bible. She's one of my favorite characters. She got me through years of struggles, and I still find ways of relating to her. I love
Yeah.
Esther. I love Ruth. I love your typical ones, and then I love the.
You should
the
rewrite that song. I don't remember how it goes,
I've never heard that.
but it's but it's the Bible ladies. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Anyways, Martinez, back to you. Oh, are you muted?
A little bit of Rachel, 7 years later. A little bit.
Yeah,
Esther
not much of a
to save
transition
our
here,
people.
but I get what Brittany's sharing as like, as it relates to what's your favorite chapter, what's your favorite. I think that's kind of challenging. It's almost like saying like for Thanksgiving, what's your favorite dish? It's like
Right,
yes.
yes.
It's hard to have a favorite dish. The potato salad's great, the turkey is fantastic,
Yeah. Exactly. That's a great analogy.
sweet potatoes.
Uh-oh.
I mean, together, it's kind of hard to pick. It all works together for your good. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Or it's almost like a soup. Tell me what your favorite thing was in the soup. It's like, I love the soup.
Yeah, it
Tasty
all
soup.
made.
Right.
Yeah,
Good soup.
yeah, for sure.
But I get, it getting out of your own way. I mean, sometimes when someone asks you what your favorite of something is, like say Thanksgiving, getting out of your own way would be like, in my opinion, in a way, would be like scrutinizing and analyzing and over worrying yourself to the point to find out which one is your favorite dish or your favorite chapter, and not really enjoying and losing time, not by focusing energy there, which you could be using that energy to focus on just enjoying the moment, enjoying the Bible in its entirety,
Uh-huh.
So sometimes getting out of your own way, in my opinion, means like, over analyzing, being overly critical, looking for all the information you need to actually make a decision, to make a choice, to move on. And a lot of times you don't have all the information that you need to make the decision. Sometimes you just gotta launch out. You just gotta take that first step. Of a million miles. I need all my equipment. I need this. You don't just put your shoes on, tie them up, and take your first step. Get out of your own way.
Yeah.
That's a great point, because I think all of us could be victim to that. And I say that because it sounds right to like do your due diligence, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you don't just jump right into nothing. But to your point, on the idea of getting out of your own way, what is too much? Like, in other words, how do you know whether or not you're actually getting information to learn versus stalling and just merely, waiting, right? You're getting in a hurry to just stop. You're using the information just to actually keep you from doing things. Like, what do you, like, Martinez, what's some balancing, like, what are some signs, some signals? You got anything for us that's like, hey, I know enough. I need to just, like you said, I just need to go.
Yeah, I mean, like when it comes to making decisions, I think what we're trying to guard against on the most part is being made a fool of, losing our shirt, the risk associated with making this decision. The tools I need so that if I do make this decision, I'm mitigating. Again, I don't think you avoid the risk altogether.
Martinez, I think
but it's a calculated risk, you know, versus just a, you know, it's kind of like letting somebody borrow money, like you know, someone comes to you and wants to let you, hey, can I borrow $2,000? I mean, okay, well, what's the risk of you getting that money back if you lend it to that person? You know, what can you do? Can you take collateral? Does this person have good character? Do you know this person? You know, all that information comes into like, okay, how do I mitigate or increase the likelihood or limit the risk that I'm associating myself with as a result of making this question or adhering to whoever's request. Does that make sense?
It does. I want to read a comment and then do a little bit of follow up because I love what you're saying. Kayla said, you know, it's due diligence, yes. Analysis paralysis, no. You know, do research, get good counsel, but then trust your gut. Parentheses, Holy Spirit. That being said, so like for instance, Martinez, and people might not know this. But you've done a very good job in real estate. You've not always sold real estate, but you've been in real estate for years, if not decades. And you've looked at, you know, I'm pretty sure you've done flips. I know you've done rentals. I know, but so as the example, okay,
right.
When it comes to real estate, right, when you do your due diligence, how much, like, in other words, what does that look like for you? Not the tactical part, but like the 10,000 foot level. Like, hey, the truth of the matter is, I could literally I could go from just driving by it, or I could get in the crawl space, right? You know, like at some point, what is the balance of how do I evaluate that and then eventually say I'm ready to move?
Right, that's a great question. When it comes to real estate, you know, and whether it's like, say it's a flip, you know, you're trying to, what you're trying to do basically is like, the end goal is to make money to come out ahead, you know, when you make a decision. You know, you want to like you don't want to be just treading water. You want to be above water at the end of the transaction, I guess. And so like my thinking is, you know, what is in place right now to ensure that you're landing above water, that you're walking on water, so to speak, versus treading water or even drowning. Because, you know, some pillars are, you know, like location. Okay, is it in the right location? Okay, you know, if it's not in the right location, okay, you got some risk there. You know, if you is it got good bones, so to speak? You know,
just to interrupt you for a second. Is there any factor, like for instance, location? Like, is there anything when you hear it, you automatically that decided it for you? Like, oh, I'm good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know, I mean, you know, it basically, yeah, absolutely. I mean, certain things aren't even worth your time and attention. You know, your energy, your mind space. But like, but you know. But you're right. Sometimes, like anything within a 15-mile radius of Nashville at 150 grand, you don't even think about it. You just get it. You just pull the trigger. You know?
I could burn it down and sell it for $500,000 easy.
Right.
That's right. And so, you know, I don't want to, don't mean to, but, you know, focus too much on this because I know there's other ideas out there as it relates to, you know, getting out of your way, you know.
We got a whole week, so. Hey, Martinez, don't get in your own way now.
That's right. When and the church is talking about quenching the spirit.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this on that note, and what are you about to say? Because I wanted to ask you something.
Well, I just think like there's a perpetual little theme in this whole thing as far as in your own way, and it's keeping you from kind of launching.
Yeah, for sure. It's stopping you from going where you want to go.
Yeah.
Now, for instance, Brittany, you are the family designated shopper. You are great. Your love language. One of them is gifts.
That's a nice way of saying
I'm a spender. No, but we've talked about
I
it.
have a money
You told me, Jason, honest to God, if we weren't married, I think you would have a blow up bed and that's it, and maybe a lamp.
Yeah.
Like-
and a mini fridge.
Because I don't, dude, I just don't care about stuff.
Yeah.
I really, and that's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just
Yeah.
a thing. But what I admire about you is you are excellent at knowing exactly what is the best value. I didn't say the cheapest. I didn't say the most expensive. The best value. How do you make those decisions when you're looking up? Like you just got, like when you get a tool for your business, like you're very good at finding the value and executing on that. And that might be, some nuggets there.
In terms of business and in terms of tools, a woodworker that I watched set my template, and that is if you're going to use it more than 3 times, get the name brand and spend the money. If you're going to use it once or twice, get the cheaper one. And so that has saved me hours upon hours because I would spend so much time. To your point, I tend to be somebody that doesn't launch as fast as I should because I am in my own way and I'm going to research. I'm a wanderer. We talked about the working geniuses. So I tend to, I'm in my head. You know what I mean? I wonder a lot. And so it's...
Fair statement. There's been times where Brittany will ask me about, I'm still kind of thinking about blah, blah. And I'm like, I thought we decided that 2 weeks ago.
No, right?
I thought we came to a conclusion yeah.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes it pays off and other times it don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Apparently English didn't set well with me. But yeah, so it's one of those, it kind of depends. But yeah, that's something, if you're going to use it more than a few times, spend the money on it. If you're not, get the cheaper version. When it comes to value though, I find that for you. That's a you thing. Because you've kind of helped me not, freak out over little things, not penny pinch over little things. It's like, Brittany, do we use it? Do we prefer that over whatever? Then get it. You know what I mean? It's value for me. Even when we changed our life and our eating habits, people was like, so you're eating more organic and you're eating more, it was paleo kind of stuff. And so they were like, I bet that's expensive in your grocery budget. And I got to look at it. It actually didn't change it at all because where I got nicer things, I got less of the nicer things because we were working on our portions. So it all just kind of leveled out. But yeah, those kinds of things are ways that I process value and purchase.
Yeah. But what's interesting though? Both of you and Martinez, one thing that I think is, I guess the same, and that is with the analysis and with trying, you all have a predefined outcome. And what I mean by that is you're not getting a tool because it would be really cool to have that tool. Can I use this tool and pay for it?
Yeah.
How many moves would it take me to pay for it? Martinez looks at something and says, okay, well, for instance, this is $500,000, but I could actually, because of where it's at and what kind of potential it has, if I lock it up and in 90 days, after putting a little bit of work in it, could flip it for 800, 500 means nothing.
Yeah.
Am I right, Martinez?
Absolutely.
It's a relative, like people get hung up on those kind of little, I could never, what are you talking about? You're missing the end point.
Then if that is your own way, you need to change your own way. I will say this though, to your point about tool, get that tool. It's when you're starting something, and it sounds like there's this theme of whether you're fixing to start a business, whether you're fixing to start a new chapter of your life. I think everybody can relate to this. So when you're getting ready to launch or whatever, or you're in this, sometimes you get so caught up in what it should be that you just don't launch in what it is. And it's okay to not be it's okay to not be perfect. We spent well over an hour. You probably spent 2.5 hours reinventing this look last night. Because the first look wasn't as good of a quality as we would like. Did that keep us from starting? No, we've had that look for like ever. But we built into this. We just started. You just launch it.
Yeah.
You just do your thing, and then grow as it comes. So for me, I don't buy a tool unless I've had a project where I've had to do so many workarounds that it actually became inconvenient. And it was harder on myself, and it took more hours until I buy the tool. You know what I mean? Like there are tools to this day that I technically could get and need, but I don't. For instance, my birthday present was a tool that I was like, I want this for my birthday. I've needed it for the past like 2 or 3 projects, but I worked around it because I was like, until I consistently find that I need that thing, I'm not just gonna, blow the money. And, I'm sure about that. But that's something that also, I've kind of learned over time, because I'll get so hung up on not taking projects because I don't have that tool.
Yeah.
Versus just do it, figure out a way to work around it. You're going to figure out a way to work around it. Mm-hmm. And then when you need it, So, yeah, like sometimes your own way can just be, well, I can't do that because I don't have this yet. I don't have that yet. Or I don't have this
False.
yet. Right? Just do it. Just do it with what you have. There's so much. I will say with woodworking and things like that, when I first started it, man, I just fantasized about the idea of making something. Mm-hmm. It's like, please, can I just make something? I got my scroll saw, and I just wanted to make something so bad, but I was like, now I've got to get so much money because I got to invest in materials that I can cut and make. And I ended up going downstairs, and I found an old shelf that I found out was made of MDF, which is what I wanted to use. And I hacked up that shelf with my scroll saw, and I made my first sign out of, stuff that I had in the garage. Like you'd be surprised what you have that you can make work to move forward in your endeavor, whatever that may be. So don't get so stuck on the fact that, well, I got to wait because I got to have A, B, and C. Actually, you could be a little creative and just do it. Just just do it. I don't have web design experience, and I need a website to do that. Oh my God, there are so many like splash page templates.
I'm about to probably ruin some people's careers. But if you're like, man, I just don't know how to market, I don't blah 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 blah. I want you to Google Canva.
Yeah, right.
CANVA. A lot of things like that are quote unquote magic, they're just not that magical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Martinez, what was you about to say? You were.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, based on, Brittany's finding value and her system as it relates to buying a brand, if you're going to use it three times or more versus buying something cheaper, or my way of analyzing flips and stuff like that, it comes down to decision making and having a system. You would think that in light of the fact of the decision making that we do during the course of our life, and particularly those that are routine or those that are or paramount to our goals of achieving something, that we would have like a system down for that decision making. And sometimes we don't, and we have to rehash and revisit, from the ground floor, like what we need to do and how to do it. And we waste a lot of time and a lot of effort when in fact we're just getting in our way. We're what I consider taking a lot of time, burning a lot of daylight hours doing something that's routine that we should be masters of by now.
Right.
And in light of the fact that there's only 24 hours in the day, you would think that we have systems in our life or decision making that are in our way to actually, make things a little, expedite the process. Like you mentioned before, like once if I hear about a house in a certain area or whatever, I don't even think about it. It just you jump on it, you know. And I sometimes getting in your own way is just like, having to reboot, having to start all from the ground floor, not having a ready-made system in place, and you doggone well should have by now, in light of how many times you've done it or how important it is to you, that it shouldn't be such a mountain that you got to go across to actually get to the other side, therefore impeding your progress to where you need to go.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Oh, I absolutely.
It makes perfect sense. Now, Martinez, I love your perspective, but I'm going to be honest, Malachi makes an even better point.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure.
Everybody on the Facebook here is loving his little interactions there, his little amens in the.
I would say thank you, but consider that Malachi, I didn't understand a word he said. I kind of, that's an offense.
Moms do. Women, it's a woman thing. Like, women get it.
Y'all get it.
The mama hearts get it.
So, should we help? Becky has said here that there's a bird in her bathroom. Please send help.
Tweet that.
Tweet that. We've been there before. In fact, we used to have a serious issue with birds creating nests in our exhaust.
Their dryer
and
pipe.
yeah, one of them got in.
Yeah.
And we had fun with that.
Yeah. Oh yes.
We've got. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, basically, what this all boils down to is perspective. This is your perspective.
I think so too.
Like, this is your, perspective of that, whatever it may be, that endeavor or whatever. Mark Henderson said, I loved it when we were talking. He was like, yes, just start it. Just do it with what you have. He was saying, I'm making frames right now out of pine. Okay, well, that's a big box store material, right? Like, that's the cheaper stuff at like a Home Depot or Lowe's, but that's okay. Most of the things I build are out of that as well. I'm using your basic plywood as my backers. I'm using MDF as my letters. I know that might sound foreign to some people, but
absolutely.
It's not your higher quality type of material, like you're the nicer woods and the nicer live edge stuff or whatever it may be. But he's starting now, and I'll be honest, there's a market for that. You know what I mean? Like, because most people, dare I say, they don't care, right? Like, they care about the quality that you put into it and will it last, if it's made of pine or not. They don't care. They love what you offer. But now there is a smaller community of people that are in a place financially where they're like, no, I want the rich mahogany.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I want rich mahogany, leather-bound books.
Yeah. So, and that market, there's a market for that. And so my point being, there's like, take away this. There's a market for that. Do it. There's a market. You will find somebody out there, as long as you are giving quality work, whatever that may be. People want it.
Speaking of leather books, can your little laser deal do something on leather?
Yeah, our ball caps are leather.
Oh, just had an idea.
We're gonna have a meeting later.
Yeah. Anyways.
But yeah, I mean, like, if you're having a hard time launching, if you're having a hard time, whatever, change your perspective. Like maybe just do that thing. I think we talked about that last week. Do that thing. Start that website. Buy that domain.
So we've got comments here.
Yeah.
Kiana said,
there's a Bruno in your head.
We don't talk about Bruno.
No.
Oh.
I will say, though, now that you say that, anytime I start my endeavor, I'm going to pull a Bruno and go, knock, 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 knock on wood.
Oh, is that? Okay.
Yeah.
I just know the song. Mark said, watch my video what I did to my table saw because it quit working. Ooh. We'll have to watch that.
Did you buy quality? Or did you get the cheap one?
Do you have your fingers? That's
all that matters.
So you're seeing the big picture and the end results first. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that was Mark talking about, getting started. Kiana said, I think I'm the same way when it comes to buying things. I ask, do I need it or can I use what I've got? Absolutely.
That's it. That is so good. That is such good self-discipline, because more often than not we get caught up in the new buying. It's like an addiction. I want the new thing, whereas if you can kind of self-control, do I need it?
Yeah.
And that's
Well, I would challenge that more times than not, you have exactly what it is you need
yeah.
to get to where your next need is. And to point, because Kelly said you just need to get started. Here's the way I look at life. So I've got many voices that sounds different. Many voices that I listen to. I have many people
That's on record.
that, yeah, for sure. Many people that I listen to their content because they add value to my life and they add to somewhat, you'd say, my ideas and my philosophies. One of the greatest things I ever heard a guy named Les Brown say, and I think he got it from someone else, which that's the other thing that's always interesting, is to follow the path of an idea and how it keeps being recirculated or kept alive. But he said, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to become
Yeah,
great.
That's great. But yeah, that's
Like, it's one of my favorite.
Malachi,
Malachi,
love
amen
that.
to that. He
Yes.
said, yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
That's so good. They need to watch this show because community helps improve perspective. That is very true. That's very true. What you are putting into you as encouragement, self-help or whatever.
I'll tell you
is
this.
important.
John Maxwell, to that point, he talks about you need to get around people who are not optimists and definitely not pessimists, but possibilists.
Oh, nice.
It's I understand there's a challenge, but my assumption is not that we can't overcome it. This is just an opportunity. It's a solution. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
And to that point, getting around people like that, it inspires you. Like, that's actually, if you look at this show is about getting you perspective to start your day and it end in the best possible way.
Yeah.
Period.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right?
And there's nothing new under the sun, right? Like, how many people are on this planet? These things have been said before. You know what I mean? And so get out there and pour into, find your favorite type of I don't like motivation, but they call it the motivational speakers or whatever. Find you an author that you seem to high five, that you seem to relate to most, and let that be your mentor. One
Absolutely.
of your mentors. And so you hear me talk about her a lot, but Mel Robbins changed my life. In just sharing her perspective. Her perspective is probably the same as a lot of other people's, but I just so happen to relate to her. So the idea of, hey, I don't tend to mesh well with self-help. I don't like reading that kind of stuff. Actually, you'd be surprised. You just got to find the right person, that you mesh with. And I think it's important because it's an investment in yourself and bettering yourself, along with the Word of God, obviously.
Well, I was going to say the fact is we're pursuing truth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because what ends up happening is you read something, you're like, oh, yeah, the Bible said that. Mm-hmm. Isn't that fascinating?
Right. Yeah. That goes back to what's your favorite part of the Bible. I like it all. So, yeah. I think that's...
Sorry, we had a few little notifications. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, it's almost, we might have to, like...
I know. Well, for this ADD chick, there are 3 screens.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like if you catch me looking off into the distance, I'm not like, my brain is not flatlining. I just have so much.
I was going to say, maybe we
look
should talk about simplifying that just a little bit.
Yeah.
Becky said, my dang coffee is in there with the bird. Oh my gosh, nothing worse. Nothing
that's
worse.
great.
Well, as we wind things down, I want to throw things over to Martinez simply because I loved how he kick-started this. Again, it is Monday. He is the motivation king. Maybe not. I'm just messing. But like, for real.
I'm working on it.
I think it's really interesting, because you are a thinker, but you have figured out how to get out of your own way and take in the necessary information to make a decision and to move forward, to get out of your own way and actually do something.
Yes, Kayla, this week is perspective.
Yes, perspective. So
Today is in your own way.
boom.
Boom.
So what would you close today out in terms of an encouragement or last piece of advice of saying, hey, get out of your own way. You know, this, if you're doing this, stop it. You know, whatever you want to say, however you want to close this out, I want to give you that opportunity.
Yeah, thanks. I tell you, Malachi, I got the floor. But like, I was about to say, like, you know, sometimes we don't have enough time. We make excuses that we don't have enough resources, that it's not the right weather, it's not with the right people or whatever, and we find ourselves sitting in the same place, you know, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years in the same place because the stars didn't line up. You know, last week I was not able to run at all and like do cardio. And Sunday's the beginning of the week for me. And I'm like, I like to have done something Sunday as far as cardio. And I didn't. And this morning I told myself I'm going to get up at in a sufficient time and put in an hour of cardio. And, I did get up, but I didn't get to leave the house. And I'm like, you know what? It's just going to be another day. I'll get it tomorrow. And something said, no, you got 30 minutes. Get 30 minutes of cardio in. And so when I kind of just, threw caution with the wind and just started running, didn't stretch because I was, had a time constraint anyway. And as I was running, something said, just get started and get it done. And I wasn't able to do like the 5 miles I wanted to do, but I did 2 miles. And that 2 miles it helped me because now it's a building block for if I actually want to continue to get the rest of the 3 miles for the total of 5. But that's not even important. What's important is that, I got out of my own way. I don't have enough time, or, maybe I'll start tomorrow. No, get it started and get it done. And I tell you the fulfillment that you will receive as a result of getting some points on the board, so to speak, moving the chains, or it on the field, that it goes a long way to create momentum.
Yeah.
And so get it started and get it done. No excuses.
Yeah. I love it. And Becky on TikTok says, Martinez for the win. I love that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I love what he said. It makes me feel like it's never too late. Just start and do it.
No.
No. Like, yeah. I love that.
It's get started, learn as you go. It's awesome. Well, everyone, we're going to wrap up the show. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to continue to push the show forward, continue to make it better and better. And I'll be honest with you, though, the thing that makes this show the best is that you guys are here.
Yes.
That we all get a chance to share.
I feel better starting my day this way.
Yeah.
It's community helps improve perspective to Kayla's
It's
point.
Accountability, right?
Is.
I mean, it's like, okay, I, if I'm going to be this, if I'm going to talk about this, I got to be this. I got to make it work for me,
Mm-hmm.
Slowly but surely, there's a toddler making her way.
Yeah, I was about to say, we hear the little pitter patters.
This show is an hour now, so you're probably going to see a lot more young people.
For sure. Malachi and Adley. And I love it. Becky, the word is perspective.
Yes,
perspective. That's what we're going to be talking about this week is perspective. So bring your thoughts, bring your ideas, bring your questions.
Just sent Eli a message and told him to change his perspective. Send him a link to our show.
Or hey, maybe you've got a message for Eli. We'll bring you on the show.
Yes,
you can teach.
exactly.
This would be dad talks.
Yeah. Come on, guys. This is a really great. Yeah. Come back tomorrow.
Good morning.
Come back tomorrow. We're going to talk more about perspective. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. All right. Much love, everyone. We'll catch you tomorrow.